Question for everyone. How many people have a dream or an idea that could change the world? Show of hands. Come on, don't be shy. Or could change your own life completely. Okay? How many of you have already started to realize this dream? So we've got some people that are already on their path. We all go through lots of journeys in life, whether that's the journey towards realizing your dream, your idea, whether it's a very big project you're involved in, or whether it's your life journey. My journey this year was the Camino. Click. Okay, the Camino de Santiago. I was going to be walking from Ia to Santiago de Compostela, following the footsteps of countless pilgrims, spiritual searchers, adventure seekers, and tourists. And they say that the Camino delivers. It meets your needs. And for me, it really did. I learned a lot about myself, about life, about making progress, and about facing challenges. Lessons that I could apply to my own personal life, but I could also apply to the projects that I do, from running multi-million-dollar projects to just doing the housework. And I'd like to share those lessons with you today. So how we started was we took a minivan from the airport to Ia. And as we're driving past all of these beautiful little villages and fields, I thought, oh my gosh, when I come back, I'm not going to be in a minivan. I'm going to be using my own 2 feet. And it was then that I realized the power of small steps. Because if you know where you're going and you start taking steps towards it, you can cover an amazing amount of distance. And if you know where you're going, get started now, because you're going to get there faster than you could ever believe possible. If you don't know where you're going, then also make some progress, get moving forward, because every time you take a step, if you're here in your current position, you see what you currently see, you see the restrictions, you see the limitations. Take one step and you've got a new perspective. Suddenly, new alternatives, new options become available, things that you couldn't possibly have seen from way back here. So take those steps. There is power in taking steps. But don't get so wound up with your destination, that your objective, that all you're doing is, I'm going to the beautiful cathedral in Santiago. Take time to smell the roses. The Camino isn't just about arriving at the cathedral. It's about seeing the meadow flowers. It's about the small villages. It's about all the people you do it with. It's about that uphill climb. It's about that lovely little cup of coffee. It's the joy of the journey. Make sure you experience that journey. And if you're working towards your dream, you're probably going to be working pretty hard, maybe doing a lot of long hours, hard work. If you're working long, if you're doing hard work, if you're working those long hours, make sure it's about something you feel passionate about. Make sure that it's about something that's taking you forward in your life. And as you go in your project, think about who you surround yourself with. Choose your companions. Choose people who you trust. Choose people who inspire you. Choose people who have shared goals, shared objectives. And don't just choose people who are paper copies of yourselves. Choose people who are going to challenge you, who are going to come up with difficult questions. Choose people who know stuff that you don't know. That's the best way to learn it. So choose your companions, because on your journey, in your projects, as you go through your life, you're going to hit these steep uphill climbs, and it's just going to feel too hard. And there are going to be times when you think, I am just exhausted. It's too much. And that's when your companions will make all the difference. But in the same way that you will surround yourself with these wonderful companions, also take time out to be on your own, to think your own thoughts, to step back from the day-to-day of doing. One of my most beloved mentors, his thing was take time out to think great thoughts. And every Friday afternoon, he would sit back in his desk, he would put his feet up on the desk, he would close his eyes. Now, I'm not sure, maybe once or twice I did hear a little snore, but every Monday morning he would be back in the office with new ideas, new insights. He would be saying, hey, what about using this tool? What about using this process? He would have solutions to those problems that we had been dealing with for ages and never got a solution with. Because problems are going to come up. With my group, we had 2 people who arrived at Pontevedra, and despite all the modern technologies, they didn't know how to get to the hotel. So what did they do? They actually took a taxi. Because so often we go, hey, I've got to do things the hard way. Sometimes there are simple and elegant solutions. So when you're beset with these huge, horrible, big problems, step back and think, is there a simple way here? And also, maybe if you're going somewhere that you've never been before, take a guide, a mentor, someone who's already been there before. You still have to do the walking, but maybe you don't get lost as often. On the other hand, if I look at this group, I think I'm seeing a lot of people trailblazers. A lot of you are going places that no one has gone before. You've got new ideas, you've got new processes, you've got new technologies. It's so exciting. How do you prepare yourself for the journey? How do you maintain your energy? We all know what to do physically. I mean, get enough sleep, eat properly, exercise. We know that. Sometimes we forget, but we know it. I think it's also really important to prepare yourself mentally, your emotional intelligence, your social intelligence, because shit happens. This is what happened to me. I'd been walking, great day, and then on the way down to dinner, I fell down some steps and I broke my foot. That was the end of my Camino. And this is where resilience comes in. At that stage, I could have gone, flown back to Munich. I didn't. I stayed with my group, and every morning as they set out, I was kind of like, hey, have a great time. And every evening, I listened to what they'd experienced in the day. And I will hike again, and next year, I will be back on the Camino with more enthusiasm, more determination. I'm going to have a fantastic time. So, get started. I cannot guarantee you that there won't be problems along the way. In fact, what I can guarantee you is that things won't always go to plan. But that's no reason not to start. How many people have these wonderful ideas that the world needs that were never realized because they felt too big, or we were so afraid of failing, or people said, no, you can't possibly do that. So guys, everyone here, you have the resources. You can do this. You have the companions, you have the friends, you have the colleagues. And all of these amazing people that you're going to meet on your journey, things that you couldn't possibly predict will happen to take you to where you are going to go. So what I'd like everyone to do is a little bit something weird. So everyone, just close your eyes for a second. Think about what is one thing that you could do tonight, tomorrow, next week, this month, that would really make a difference in how you are progressing in that project towards that dream in your life. And mentally, just commit to that. And now, let's be weird. Everyone, stand up. So, as you mentally commit to taking that step, take a little step forward, as far as you can, wherever you are. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's do it. See? We're already one step further. So, thank you guys.